All right, we're here at the Swimming World Fall Classic, joined by Bluefish head coach Chuck Batchelor. Chuck, nice enough to bring us out once again to stream this meet. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Surviving this meet.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's long sessions, but the kids are swimming great, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, let's talk about what we saw, especially last night with your guys going at it. River, Will, and Harry. What if they met for each other, not only in racing, but in practice?
You know, what you saw last night, I get to see every day. And it's awesome. No, it's great when you get a group of guys, group of athletes. Of course, some years back I had a bunch of girls that were going at it on a regular basis. But you know, I think with guys they'll call each other out a little bit if they think someone is not going after it, or if someone saves up on, say, the second to last one, they call them out on it. So we've you know, River is not quite the same animal that Harry and Will are.
Sure.
Right, River sometimes is real good in the beginning and fades towards the end, or he's able to put one together at the end that kind of surprises everybody. But they've been doing some real impressive stuff, and you know, they're all young. Harry's 16 and River and Will are 15, and Harry is potentially going to stick around an extra year. So I'm kind of treating them all like sophomores, so I'm real excited. And you know, we've got a whole group of boys right on their heels, so it's a lot of fun group right now.
Yeah, we just spoke with the 11, 12-year-olds. They're an interesting bunch.
They're a hot ticket. I mean, they're not even with me yet, which is great. You know, I get to just see them as they come in and give them a high five, and then hear about from the coaches the great job that they're doing.
Yeah. So what is the track for these three sophomores and juniors in terms of going to big meets? Because I know they're not doing junior nationals.
Right.
So what are you kind of focusing them towards? What's going to be their big points in the next couple of years?
Well, you know, this year we've got our No Moon Senior Championship, which will be our kind of pinnacle short course meet. They'll hit a short course a couple other times in the winter, but really we'll focus on long course and try to have them ready to certainly not make the World Championship team, but ready to make some noise at World Championship trials, and that's the goal. So we'll hit a few Grand Prix. We're planning to go to Santa Clara, probably go to the Atlanta meet, and really just have fun and get them ready to race big time in the next couple of years.
Is it just those three that have the cuts for the Grand Prix series?
Right now, but there's a boy who's got a back injury right now, Eugenio, who's not at the meet this weekend. He's right on the cusp of that. He was sub a minute in the 100 Batchelor this past summer.
Pretty good.
A couple other guys right there as well. So, you know, you get one, you get two, you get three, and all of a sudden you got 5 or 6, and they all kind of follow each other.
Some people like to call you a bit of an old school coach, but you're really not. You have some creative ideas, let's just say. So explain some of the different stuff you've been doing. You were talking the other night about sock parachutes, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So tell me about some of the some cool training methods you've been using lately.
We use the drag socks pretty often. I call it a mesh bag skirt for your ankles.
Sounds like tough.
You know, it's the same concept as swimming with sneakers, but I think it's a little bit easier on the body. That they don't complain of knees hurting as much. It's a great device because you're not only getting drag from just pulling it, but the foot movement you're getting drag as well. So if they're honest and are really kicking fast, and we don't do long stuff with them yet. It's 125s and stuff, you know, and it's funny that you say old school, because I probably went more old school this year because I'm really looking at these guys for 3 years. So this is the kind of grinder year, and then we'll start to kind of hone in on, you know, what did Bob say? Utilization and capacity. So this was a capacity portion of their career, and we'll start hitting some utilization.
They'll have some fun as the years go by. So what's the dynamic? It's a pretty young team right now. So what's really the dynamic that you guys have from those guys going down and along with some of the girls to the 13, 14s, the younger kids?
Well, it's just exciting, and for a coach to know that you've got 3 or 4 years with a group of kids. It's awesome because you can really plan things out. You know, sometimes you just have someone for 1 or 2 years. You can do a great job with them, but to be able to plan out 3, 4 years in a row, dry lands, volume, intensity, all these different things, and you know, I try to stay present and not get too excited about what I want to do next, and stay focused on what we're doing. But they're really doing a great job. I mean, it's a pretty easy group to coach.
Pretty evident they're doing a great job based on some of the stuff we've seen here. So one kind of thing, a little off that track, you've had sort of the local celebrity around a little bit the past couple weeks with Elizabeth being back, being all over the world, but checking in. She was here at the meet yesterday, had some nice things to say to Harry. So what's her influence been on this group of kids?
It's great, obviously, to have her around at any point, but there was probably 2 or 3 years where, she was real connected to Connor Green's era. I think his first summer with us was her last summer home. And so they connected and they became good friends, and I think that was really beneficial for Connor in his career. And then there were probably a group of kids that maybe didn't really get to know her that well. She might be home at Christmas, might be home at whatever. But it's kind of fun to have her around again, obviously. For me, we go out to eat and whatnot, tell stories, whatever. But to have her have an influence on this generation is tremendous. And Harry's got the personality that they really connected immediately. Harry was he's a board member for New England Swimming, so he was working a clinic that she was giving.
That's funny.
And I think his dad was supposed to go up and pick him up, and he calls home and says, "I got to ride with him home," so he was all set.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Definitely a great role model to have around.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's been a great weekend all around, Coach. We appreciate it as
always.
always.
Love having you guys come out. It's a great meet. We'll keep doing this.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We've been glad to be back here in Rhode Island. It's been a fun weekend. Again, Chuck Batchelor. I'm David Reeder. Thanks for watching our coverage all weekend long on Swimming World TV, the Swimming World Fall Classic.